Damn Dodge guys.
Well, we finally got her done, but we had to downsize a little bit. The owner stopped by and he loved it, but it was just a little bit too heavy for him for the early ice. Yeah, so we had to shave off just a few inches.
Yeah.
But don't let it fool you, it's still really spacious on the inside. Yeah, that should do.
Turn the furnace on and we'll get some holes drilled.
Get in there.
Alright.
Alright, Dad, come on in.
Alright, man. Oh.
Okay, Dad, so why are we using indoor-outdoor spar urethane?
The reason is the spar varnish was developed centuries ago for spars and stuff on sailboats and like ocean boats. So it had to be something that would take a lot of sunlight abuse, a lot of water abuse, salt water, had to be flexible, that kind of stuff. It was used on boats. So if you read on there, it says right on it, sunlight, exceptional protection from sunlight, rain and moisture, temperature changes.
That's the key right there.
Right? Guess what fish houses get put through? Pretty much all of the above.
Yep.
So that's why we sealed anything, any kind of open wood, even though you'll never see that part of it, it's all sealed up. The wood's completely sealed. It can't ever collect water and swell or whatever. It's pretty much waterproof. Mm-hmm. So if you want something that'll last a lifetime, it only costs twice as much and takes twice as long to do it the right way.
Yeah. Also, reason we went with pine, and this is a custom built cavity, all cabinets, not just 2x2 frames with some shiplap on the side. See that right there? Not adding that much weight to have a longer lasting setup, so.
With the
Alright, and just like that, she's done. So we have our power on and setting dial right here. Then we have our temp dial right here. The cold air comes out of these two ends, blowing through the cavity, and the air intake. Sorry, you're good. Good?
Yeah.
Okay. The cold air blows out these two ends, which we have our little duct flaps here. And that blows the long way through the fish house, and then the air intake is right. That's alright. Then the air intake is right here on the side. So the hot air out the ceiling gets sucked in, goes up through the coil, and then gets blown through that track that we stuck with the sticky tape right here, and that blows out these holes. So I picked up two 6-volt Duracell golf cart batteries. Got them from Sam's Club just like last time, and they ran about 119 bucks a piece just like last time. So definitely the best bang for your buck you're ever gonna find for a golf cart battery. And yes, they are 6 volts. So I know some of you are thinking, you need 12 volts there, bud. Well, here's how you make two 6-volt golf cart batteries a 12-volt system there, bud. You run them in series. The reason I chose two 6-volt golf cart batteries is because they are a true deep cycle battery. You'll get much more life out of a 6-volt golf cart battery than you will a 12-volt deep cycle, and you will also be able to run stuff much longer on a charge than you will a regular 12-volt deep cycle. So these things are definitely much better than a 12-volt system. You'll want to wire them up in series, so that way you can make two 6 volts into one big 12 volt. And how you do that, positive to negative, and that connects these two batteries into one, and then you forget these exist, and this is now your negative terminal, and this one over here is now your positive terminal. This is the RV style Power Max battery charger / power supply and fuse panel breaker box. This is the Power Max PPC 3055LK. Just like that. Now we get to hook up all this fun stuff. And for that, I'm just gonna go like this again. Kapow! And just like that, it's all pretty. Look it. So now that it's all done, I'll explain what I did for anyone that wants to try and hook up one of these Power Max power centers. Now you basically have a super 12-volt battery that will last much, much longer than most of your 12-volt deep cycles out there. This is set up to charge the batteries anytime you have this plugged into shore power or your generator, whichever one, when it's giving this center power, the charger, same thing that you typically see in your boats, goes and tops off the battery. So you're getting a trickle charge on your battery to make sure those are filling up while it supplies you power for all of your accessories and appliances. And then when you unplug it from shore power or your generator, then it kicks off that 30 amp breaker and runs everything off of the battery. All of your house wire and breakers are on this side in a separate box, and then over here is all of your 12 volt fuses, and I don't have some of them plugged in because they're just dead wires hanging around everywhere. So I'm gonna wait till I get that stuff hooked up before I test it with the other fuses. So everything that's actual main live power with open ends is raised up in this cavity over here, so nothing can ever hit that, which is also why I left all of my power leads harnessed and suspended off the floor. Dab is up here making use of that awkward space next to the fridge. So that is gonna get tricked out just like this. Like that. Look how freaking bougie that corner is now. And up there in this cubby, there's gonna be a phone charger. That's why I have leads there. And then you can put your phone up here, and then we're gonna cut some drink holders in so you can put your drink and a phone or a water bottle or whatever up there while you're sleeping. And same thing down here. There's another charger for the bottom bunk guy. Everyone's got a smartphone. Everyone's gonna wanna charge it when they're sleeping at night. So we think about that kind of stuff and make sure that every spot in the fish house has a charger conveniently at that bed. So now that this is all put together and organized and neat, gonna put the back cover panel over that so the back is protected, because I noticed in a lot of other fish houses that when you look behind the couch, it's just a dead space all the way to underneath it. Well, at least if something fell back there, it's gonna land on this and you can reach back and grab it without having to try to or go through all your shit you have stored underneath here. That was my dad's idea, just trying to be different. So the battery quick disconnect is not going to be here. I just have it screwed to this temporarily so that way I can control it. So this I'm going to mount up on top of the armrest way back here in the corner, so it's kind of out of the way. So little test. We can go live. I don't have everything hooked up with a fuse yet because like I said, there's a bunch of dead ends here that I'm not going to put a fuse on until they're hooked up and ready. But that's what the switches will look like. So this has a constant battery voltage display, so you can always monitor your batteries and make sure that they're good to go. I do got these puck lights in the back wired up here so we can kick those on, the cabin lights. Ooh, it's gonna look so sexy back here. I can't freaking wait. That side. Like that. Another matchy-matchy. Okay, time to start our baseboard trim, and for that we are using 100% PVC window trim. So this is the kind of stuff that you'd see out on the exterior of homes where it's got the wood grain look, and it's 100% PVC, so it can never rot, it can never soak up any water, and it can never fail. So, in case you guys are wondering why there's these two holes in the face here, this is the table cavity, and this is the ladder cavity. So that way you don't have to try and find a place to put it around here when you're trying to fish. So when you're jigging here on these couches, or it's time to go to bed, instead of dropping the table and then not having a way to walk between the couches, because in an 8 wide, when the couches flip out, they're not like the dinette bed in the back like you'd think. There's about a 1.5 foot gap between the couches. So instead of just leaning the table up against the wall, our idea was to make a cavity under the bed, and that's where the table can go and hide away. Just like that. Look at
there.
Ceiling is finally done, and we had help from someone that's taller than Dad and I. His brother, Steve.
Hey, how you doing?
So yes, it's definitely nice having someone that's taller than 5'10" to, you know, reach the ceiling.
Bro.
You know? So he's the guy back there. Turned out freaking sick. right, the air draw slash tank box heater is complete. So we're just gonna let this be a void in here, so that way everything can cool and have no heat up issues. And then the air draw system on the blower. That can pull all the hot air from this area, from everything being running, and then shoot it all out into the tank box to heat the tanks up.
Easy. Watch that strip. I feel like there's like those videos where those guys are like carrying a big huge pane of glass.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for that little tiny piece.
I've done that for showers, and that's why I don't do glass anymore.
There.
Yes. She is in there like swimwear.
That.
Oh, wow, look at that. It is all friggin' done. Got our fancy rock up there. That guy's idea. So the first thing you get when you walk in is a rock backsplash, and it blends into everything else. We put our hammered sink in with just a regular pop style drain, and that just goes to a dead end right there where he can put a 5-gallon bucket underneath it, because he didn't want any plumbing, and if he ever has to clean fish, then he can fill it up with water, drain it with a push of a button, and then dump the bucket outside. So we got plenty of room up in here. Could slide 2 more buckets or whatever he wants up there. Then we have our shelf when you first come in the door to throw keys or whatever. And we have our rubber flooring, extra rubber flooring we put on there just to kind of dress it up a little bit. Then we got our fire extinguisher right in the front in the kitchen area where there'd be most probable fire, right up on top of that thing. If something were to ever happen, that's right there. And then if there's ever anything that happens outside, it's the first thing you can grab when you come in. That's how the furnace turned out. Just took some extra aluminum diamond plate that we had and made 3 jet-looking ducts right out the front. It stays nice and toasty in here. And then we put our air return right here. Nice black matching air return, so that way it can draw all that air. It's more than 18 inches away and it's around a corner. And that's how she turned out.
And then being a ex-fire and rescue Sheriff's Department's dive team guy, safety first, we got our fire extinguisher and our smoky carbon monoxide alarm.
Yep.
Safety first.
And that is smoke and carbon monoxide.
Yep.
So you get the best of both worlds. Got our PVC threshold for the door. That way it can get dinged, kicked, scratched, and it'll never chip or have any problems because it's the same color all the way through. It's 100% waterproof. It will never rot. It's caulked underneath, and the seams are all caulked. We got it all the way up here too. So the PVC is what's touching the door. So even if it gets cold and frosts up a little bit on those -10, -20 days out on the ice, it can never touch the wood. We also beefed up that bottom shelf so you could use that one as a step to get up here. And up here is where he wanted to put his auger and his slush bucket.
Yeah, auger. And then the seats that we'll be putting in.
Yep, so just to make sure that that space up there was 100% waterproof too, for when he puts the auger and slush bucket up there, we used the extra flooring that we had from the nose, so we cut off, and we lapped that all over, and then we got a nice PVC trim with sealant behind it as well, so that way it can get wet up here for days, and it will never have any problems. We also got our 8-inch purple mattress queen bed up here. We still got to stain these cavities for the table and the ladder. But here is our 8-inch purple mattress. There you go. There you go. Right there. Yeah. Customer wanted comfy. He gets comfy.
It's all about comfy.
So now, the next step, no, it's not cutting the holes in the floor, not yet. I know that's what you guys are thinking, but not yet.
The whole point of the build, the holes, to fish.
Yep. First we're gonna throw the TVs in. Cause you know.
Holes are important, but TVs are, when I went to college, importanter.
Yeah. You must have a piece of paper that says you're good at doing something.
No.
Oh.
I was never that good.
Yeah, I dropped out of college too, but I think I'm doing okay. That'll clear the bed. Yes. Wow, look at that. There's the 50. But now the moment you guys have all been waiting for.
A shanty.
We're gonna cut the damn holes in the floor. Alright, so now it's dark, so I can show you guys how good the tank box light is in here. So we'll open her up, reach on in, and that's the amount of light that you'll have in Hoots Customs tank box on our builds exclusively. Just in case, our outside courtesy lights are even brighter. So if you're not able to, you know, see with this light, you can see with all these lights. Now we're gonna test our tank box heater system. Right now it's about 19 degrees out here, so we're gonna put this thermometer right in here and turn on our blower, which is right here on the front. It's gonna blow hot air from the furnace cavity out of that little vent. I can already feel the warm air. That's crazy. So we're gonna shut the door and see how warm we can get it in the tank box. We'll come back in about 10 minutes and we are gonna check the temp inside the box. We are showing 42 degrees. I don't know if you guys can see that. Not bad. 17 degrees outside, 42 degrees in the tank box. You don't want to get them too hot. 40 degrees is perfect, especially since it's well below freezing here in Minnesota. 17 degrees outside and it's just over 40 inside the tank box. That'll keep them nice and toasty. Success! V1. And now we can shut the blower off. All right, There she is. The done fish house.
Build numero uno.
And it's only up from here. And we're gonna get his reaction when he comes in the door.
Holy shit.